juniors growing.
Yeah.
When is a good time to start them on fitting, and like how often do you recommend usually that they should check in to adjust or like look at the different clubs and shafts?
These are some good questions. These are some really good questions. I mean, these are some of the most sort of unanswered questions in our industry. I think at times, when it comes to juniors, we have to be as club fitters very, very careful how we approach this. Often their swing speed will develop faster than their sort of ability to control the weight of the golf club develops. So we have to be mindful that we can see a golfer at the age of 14, and when we see them again age 15, they may have added 10, 15 miles an hour swing speed as they've taken a growth spurt or something like that. So I first like to get golfers into custom equipment not too early, because I think there's a lot of golfers or a lot of companies who make great equipment for juniors and have great programs. I would like to start working with juniors at the age of about 13 or 14.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the time parents are keen for us to work with them at like 8, 9, 10. But for me, that's generally too early to really go down the custom line. Head weights are too heavy. Even if we put lightweight shafts on them, having really light head weights is not an option. So someone like US Kids offers head weights that are 10% lighter than standard. So that's great weight savings for the player. So about 13, 14, they're about ready for custom equipment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of the questions I always get from parents as well, because
Yeah.
some of the juniors I work with, I generally notice like what you say, they grow and they have so much speed, but they cannot control the weight of the club at all at that speed that they are swinging. So a lot of times the club is like pulling them out of everything.
That's exactly their effort to try to generate sort of power and speed. It compromises their movement patterns so significantly, and if they continue to do that for so long, it really imprints a bad DNA on their golf swing. So I think we'd like to see juniors more often and make smaller incremental changes along the way. The other part is I would always advise parents, don't try to give your children equipment that they'll grow into. I don't like that one where it's like, oh well, I'm going to give them this because he'll grow into it. I mean, we specifically have a program where if a junior gets some clubs from us, when they need to upgrade the shafts, they're 50% off, and that helps offset a lot of the cost, because normally they've grown, so they need new shafts, longer shafts, and maybe slightly heavier. But the heads are still great for the player. So we don't want the parents to have to pay for new clubs every 6 months. That's not ideal at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Alex did mention to me about that program, and I told some of my juniors about it too, because I think that's kind of important, especially with the ones between 13, 15, they're growing so much.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you're growing, but you don't want to try to swing a driver. I have kids where they come in with like a driver that looks really long for them.
Yeah. They come in with their parents' clubs or something like that, and they maybe hit it a little bit longer with it just because the club is longer in length.
Mm-hmm.
But it's certainly not ideal.
Good. Okay.